World of Tanks 2.0. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why World of Tanks is a stupid game now. And it's basically been destroyed by wargaming. And I'll make my point when we watch this game, okay? I did a video on just a little while ago on how wargaming has destroyed World of Tanks. And then I gave a solution how they can fix World of Tanks. Got some views, I got some feedback. I don't really care if they fix it or not. It's their business. They want to make money, so they will do whatever they want to keep making money. But playability and fun and everything you'd expect in a game is gone from this game. Okay, so here we go. It's the Grille. What the hell is the Grille doing on the screen? It has to be a Grille, right, to make the point here. And what's his name? Oscar de la Rentes from the top 3 clan. Now look, this is a tier 10 game, okay? This is tier 10. There's a lot of HP at tier 10. Both gates. There's lots of HP. And you'd think that by the time players get to tier 10, they kind of have an idea of, how should we say it, the do's and don'ts, or the good, not strategy, that's a too charged a word, you know. Maybe people aren't good enough to understand strategy. But what's safe, what's not, how you should really play. Now there's an EBR and a Tessac on this team. So obviously if you've gotten to tier 10, you know that you shouldn't just drive in the open here because you'll probably get spotted. But these players don't know that, because a lot of them got their tier 10 tanks in one day. Or for free. Alright, so let's just watch. So far, you know, what's the big deal? It's just like any game so far, right? But let's just watch. You'll notice that the mouse went down the 1-2 line. The mouse went up the valley. Why did the mouse, on this team, if you look at the 1-2 line, why did the mouse go up the valley? Because he doesn't know how to play World of Tanks, basically, right? How long has he had his mouse? Nobody really knows. Maybe he got to tier 10 yesterday. Maybe he free XP'd it with blueprints. So we have tanks on this map, which is a tiny map. Here comes one of them. A race car. He doesn't. Oh! Right. So we have these tanks on this tiny map that can go almost 100 kilometers an hour on a map that was designed 14 years ago for tanks that go 20 kilometers an hour. And these tanks that can go 100 kilometers an hour can now spot tanks, so that big, huge, heavy tanks, super powerful tanks, can with 900 alpha, can shoot them after they're spotted. Whereas 14 years ago, you know, they might get shot by someone that has a 320 alpha. So what do you think will happen when you power creep the game, when you keep making the tanks stronger and faster and more powerful, and have all the purple equipment and the field modifications, and the tier 11 has the special superpowers, and even if you're not a light, like the light tank can leap over a rock, and even if you're not a super light tank that can go 100 kilometers an hour, even if you're a heavy tank, sometimes you can have a rocket booster, and then there's some tanks that if they get really close to you, they can do more damage than if they're far from you, and on and on and on and on. Everything gets stronger and faster at a ridiculous rate. what do you think will happen? And I explained it in the other video. Math will happen, right? Math, you have so much HP, and if you can churn through that HP 3 times faster, because everything's power creeped, as compared to 12 years ago on the same size map, then what do you think will happen? There'll be situations where you churn through that HP way faster, and then it'll be common to have games like this. This will be a common result. What result is that, Claus? What do you mean? This is a normal game. What's wrong? The other team needs to learn to get good. They have to learn to aim. Do they? Do they have to learn to aim? Look at the test site. Why not just play Mario Karts? So here you have a situation where the Grille that we featured did 7,094 damage, did not ace the tank. Finished on top. Oh, wait a minute. Finished second. The enemy team, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them did 0. And the game was over in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, the HP of all these tier 10s evaporated. They didn't win by capping. It evaporated. Almost mathematically impossible 10 years ago with the alpha of the guns and the speed of the tanks. It would be mathematically impossible to churn through that much HP in 5 minutes. This is common now. This is a common outcome. It's not like, oh, that was weird. This is normal. This is it happens all the time, whether you're on the winning side or the losing side. So, Wargaming, you've power creeped the game into a shit showness. This is a normal game now, and so it's a waste of time, right? They've destroyed the game, and this one example proves my point. It doesn't prove. Let's be cautious in the way we choose our words. It doesn't prove my point, because destroyed the game is a subjective thing. You may not agree. You may think, no, I like the game better now because the games only last 5 minutes. I usually get bored after 4 minutes. You may have that opinion. It doesn't prove the point. It illustrates my point. In my opinion, the shit showness which was on display in this game. And remember, this is a really good result. This guy's posted this. He's proud of this. Well, look at me. I did 7,000 damage. That was a really good game. Woo! That was a really good game. It was a really good result. But was that a really good game? That was a terrible game. From the point of view of what the game was like in its heyday, I guess. So this one game, 5 minutes, illustrates everything that's wrong with World of Tanks. It's just a shit show now. It's a Mario Kart shit show. And if you want to, this was all the negative talk. Now, if you want to know a solution, how they can make it better, watch my video on. I think the title is "Wargaming's Destroyed This Game," and I explain how to make it better. It's just a little while ago. And I explain how they can fix this easily. Right? There's an easy solution. I won't go on a big rant here in this video. Watch I'll put it in the top right corner of the screen, a link to the video I did. They can easily fix this without changing the game. It would take 10 minutes for their programmers to fix this so that we would have Just watch this same game and it would be more competitive and it might last 10 minutes. And you're thinking, how's that possible? You're talking out of your ass. You don't make any sense. It's easy. It's just math. Watch my other video and I explain it. Leave some comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And I will catch you all on the next one.